Good morning, guys. So obviously today looks a little bit different. I have a meeting today, so I'm not able to be there with you guys, but we are going to stay right on track, keep doing the same thing that we do always, except today it's going to be individually paced, okay? At any time, you guys are able to stop the video if you need to use the bathroom, get any supplies, etc., okay? So just like normal in class, we're going to start with our warm-up, okay? It says describe an essay. What does it have? What does it look like, etc. So what I want you guys to do is pause the video, take 30 seconds to a minute and think, have you ever written an essay? In elementary school, have you ever heard of an essay? Maybe what types of essays have you guys heard of? And if you have never heard of an essay, what I want you to do is pause the video and look up different types of essays. Okay. If you do know some essays, I want you to think about the criteria of an essay, maybe how long it should be or what should be included in a paragraph, or I'm sorry, in an essay. Okay. So I want you to pause the video, take about 30 seconds to a minute, think in your brain, what do you know about essays? What does it look like? Okay. So if you guys have thought about the different types of essays, maybe a compare and contrast. That's an essay that would meet the criteria of one. Maybe a persuasive essay, or maybe an informational essay, okay? And an essay should have multiple paragraphs. So if any of those thoughts in your head that you had come up with, you are exactly correct, okay? Tomorrow when I return, we are going to be diving deeper into the parts of an essay, but today we are focusing on the type of essay that we're going to be writing, okay? So our learning target today, it says I can review how to compare and contrast in order to understand my end of unit assessment prompt. So I want you to think, what is that targeted skill that we're focusing on? And I want you to take a second to think in your mind. If you have thought, compare and contrast, you are exactly right. Awesome job, guys. Today, we are focusing on how to write a compare and contrast essay, and this is going to be counted for our end of unit assessment prompt, okay? So our end of unit assessment prompt, this is where you guys are going to be composing an essay to respond to the following question. That question is, compare and contrast how the casino scene is presented in the chapter 16 of Percy Jackson the Lightning Thief with how it is presented in the film. What I want you guys to do right now, pause the video and think of those keywords in that assessment prompt that are going to tell you or help you understand what we're going to be doing. Okay, so take a few seconds, pause it. If you have paper and you want to write it down next to you, you guys are more than welcome to. Or if you just want to, in your mind, kind of highlight or focus in on those keywords, I want you guys to take a second and do that now. If you guys have pointed out the word essay, that is a keyword. Awesome job there. If you guys have pointed out compare and contrast, that's key, right? That tells us the type of essay we're working on, as well as the casino scene, because that tells us what scene in Percy Jackson, both the book and the movie that we're looking at. Chapter 16 tells us what chapter in the book. And this one might have been tricky, so film. I want you to think, do you guys know what film means? If you don't, film is another word for a movie, okay? So let's take those keywords that we talked about. We have essay, compare and contrast, casino scene, chapter 16 of The Lightning Thief, and the film. So what we're doing, by the end of this unit, you are going to be able to write a compare and contrast essay that is focused on chapter 16 of The Lightning Thief, which is the casino scene, and you're going to compare how is the casino scene similar and how is the casino scene different in both the book and the movie, okay? But I don't want you guys to get nervous and stressed out yet, okay? We're going to take this very slowly and step by step. So to do that, we're going to start with compare and contrast, okay? You guys may have heard of this from elementary school, but in case not, we are going to talk about compare and contrast before we start focusing on the content of our essay, okay? So the definition of compare and contrast. Does anyone know what compare and contrast means? Have you ever done one of these before? I want you guys to kind of think about it, okay? If you haven't, or maybe if you do, but here's a reminder. Compare and contrast is when you are looking at the same and what is different between two things. So you are comparing what is similar, and you're contrasting by looking at the differences, okay? Does anyone know what this is over here? Have you guys ever used one of these over here? This is called a Venn diagram, okay? And a Venn diagram, that is going to help us to organize our thoughts and to write all of our notes down between the two scene, or I'm sorry, the scene, but from the book and then from the movie, okay? So in our Venn diagram here, you're going to see that's two circles and they overlap in the middle. On the outsides of the circle, that's where you're putting what's different. In the middle, that's where you're putting what's the same, okay? So I want you guys to say it with me. The outside is what's different, and the inside is what's the same, okay? So to do that, I wanted to give you guys an example, okay? So here is Miss Retzloff, and then here is myself, okay? So we made a Venn diagram about ourselves. So Miss Retzloff likes to read, but I like to go to the gym. Miss Retzloff's favorite color is black. My favorite color is pink. Miss Retzloff has a son, and I have a nephew, okay? Between those two, now what's on the outside? Those are similarities or those are differences. If you said differences, you are correct. Good job to you. You'll notice that on the outsides, it's not something that's different, right? They correlate together, they connect. The first one is about what we like to do. Miss Retzloff likes to read, I like to go to the gym. Okay, so that's focused on our likes, on our interest. Then you'll have next that this is about colors. Her favorite color is black, my favorite color is pink. Okay, so the last one, what's that one about? If you said family, you are correct, right? They correlate together. It's not like, oh, Miss Retzloff has black hair and Miss Adams has a dog, right? They don't match together. You have to make sure that they're common across the board, okay? You're telling what's different about the two. Then in the middle, what's in the middle? Let's think. If the outside is our differences, the middle is going to be what? If you said similarities, awesome job, you are right. So what's similar about Miss Retzloff and myself is that we're both teachers, we both have a dog, and we both love McDonald's Diet Coke. Okay, so it's something that we have in similarity between the two of us. Okay, so let's take a reminder. The outside is what's different. The middle is what's the same. Okay, so for small group, what I want you guys to do is you are going to be working on your own Venn diagram, okay? You're going to be working with a partner, or you might be working in a small group, maybe with a couple people, but your task is to compare and contrast elementary school and middle school, okay? And then you are going to create the Venn diagram to help organize your thoughts, and then we'll share out tomorrow, okay? So let's think, if we are looking at elementary school and middle school, we're looking at, remember, the outsides, that's where you're going to put what's different. So maybe what happens in elementary school, what happens in middle school, and then in the middle is what's the same, okay? What is similar, what is different, okay? You guys are going to have about 10 minutes to work on this. That's what I would try to aim for, okay? So I want you guys now to pause the video, find the partner next to you, and you are going to work on creating your Venn diagram for elementary school and middle school, okay? So I want you to pause the video now, work on your Venn diagram. Once you and your partner are done with your Venn diagram, then you'll come back to the video to finish the lesson, okay? Good luck, guys. All right, so tomorrow, like I said, when I'm back, we're going to look over our Venn diagrams, and then we'll share out, okay? You guys have one last thing to work on, which is your exit ticket. okay? So what you're going to be doing, we're doing another Venn diagram, and you get to choose between the 3 options below. Do you want to compare and contrast basketball and soccer? Do you want to compare and contrast me and you and a friend, kind of like Miss Retzloff and I did? Or do you want to compare and contrast TikTok and Snapchat? Okay? For your exit ticket, remember, exit tickets are independent. So that is all in yourself. You're not working with a partner. You're not working with a group. This is for me to see what you know. Okay? If you are struggling, look back at your notes. Okay? You can go back into the video and look at the example that I gave for Miss Retzloff and myself. Okay? You got it. Awesome job. I'm so proud of you guys. And tomorrow we will look at our Venn diagrams, and then we will start to look at the difference or the scene, and we're going to start making a Venn diagram based off of the chapter. Okay, so we're going to look at what kind of happens in the chapter, and then we're going to look at the movie as well, and we'll start with the content area of it. Okay, I'm so excited to see you guys tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great day. See you guys.